Ce vendredi 12 août 2022, Junior Achievement Worldwide, Junior Achievement Africa annonce un partenariat avec la Fondation Z Zurich pour créer un avenir meilleur et sans limite pour la jeunesse africaine.
The world's sixth most impactful NGO by NGO advisory. And also, we were recently ranked by Fast Company last week as top 100 company on best workplace for innovators, and we were the first non-profit organization to make the list. With no further ado, please make welcome Ashish Advani, who is the CEO of JA Worldwide, to tell us more about JA. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Okechukwu. The recognition that you heard from Okechukwu is because of the hard work of our network of teams, my colleagues across the JA network, operating in over 100 countries, 115 countries, and growing. And we've learned our history over the years, we're over 100 years old now, 103 years old as an organization, that we've become experts in training young people for entrepreneurship and workforce readiness careers. And this partnership that you'll be hearing more about today is a good example of how we've come to work with organizations all over the world. In Africa, the need is great, with 8 to 10 million jobs being needed to be created, and 3 million young people who are constantly in need of these jobs. It's matching supply and demand in a very productive way. 10 to 10 million students finish their education, and 3 million jobs exist. So we need to have entrepreneurial mindset in Africa. And you'll be hearing more about how this partnership makes that happen today. One of the ways that Jay has contributed to this over the years in multiple countries is by focusing on role models and mentors, particularly in parts of the world like Eastern Europe, where after the fall of the Berlin Wall, JA was one of the first NGOs to help young people build an entrepreneurial mindset and create jobs. Many of the business leaders across Eastern Europe, for example, are JA alumni. Without further ado, I want you to hear from my colleagues. And first, I'll turn it back to Okechukwu. Thank you.
Thank you to the media and everyone here. As Okechukwu said, my name is Simi Wuga. I'm CEO for JA Africa, and my story with JA goes back a long way to when I started volunteering for JA in New York. I think that was in 1999, so almost about. That was in 1997 to 1999. And then I brought JA to Nigeria after experiencing the wonderful programs and the impact on the New York youth. And so that started in 99. And for the past 20 to 25 years, I've really been involved in JA in various capacities. First as a New York volunteer, and then as ED in Nigeria, and then board member, and now CEO of JA Africa. And the reason that I stay with JA for this long is because of the impact that I see the programs have on the African youth. We deliver financial literacy, work readiness, entrepreneurship, education to young people across the continent. And in Africa, we're in 13 countries, reaching over 300,000 youth across the continent. And it is our goal to, ramp up quickly and reach more countries and more youth, hopefully at least 1 million youth annually each year. So I'm really happy about what we're going to discuss today, because this will help us in achieving that goal.
Kieran, bonjour à tous. Thanks for joining the call today. Addressing vulnerability where it is the greatest is central to the Z Zurich Foundation's approach. For this, we work together with Zurich Insurance branches where it has a commercial presence to help us identify those people needing the most. As a complement to this approach, we also form strategic partnerships to bring or support and benefit larger groups of people around the world. In Africa, for example, the Zurich Flood Resilience Alliance, which is funded by the Z Zurich Foundation, is active in 6 countries, where we aim to positively impact over 1 million people by 2024. To complement this support that focuses on the impact of climate change in the region, we also looked at other areas of the focus of the Foundation, namely social equity and mental well-being, to see how our resources, knowledge and expertise, as well as the ones of Zurich employees worldwide, could match some of the region's greatest needs, in particular for youth. Indeed, the Foundation's social equity activities focus on young people and consider activities around education, apprenticeship, mentorship, and interventions contributing to a sustainable employability. We strongly believe that we cannot change society for the better without empowering young people, giving them the tools and resources to take control of their futures and help them to realize their full potential. This also includes the need to help youth proactively look after their mental well-being. The urgency of empowering young people to be innovative job creators rather than job seekers is now more important than ever, as the COVID-19 pandemic has put millions of young Africans unemployed and more vulnerable. The consequences of the pandemic in the region also include putting decades of economic progress at risk. And we want to play our part, together with hopefully many other participants, in breaking such a vicious cycle. Our supported programs are designed with the ambition to transform people's lives by working alongside NGOs, governments, and businesses in service of a future in which everyone might strive. The Foundation collaborates with Junior Achievement for many years already, helping young people in Spain, in the Isle of Man, in Canada, as well as in Japan. GA is a trusted and well-respected global organization, best known for utilizing volunteers to deliver educational experiences. So, building on impactful programs we've developed around the world with JA, leveraging from JA's presence and experience in Africa, and some of JA's most successful pilot programs in the regions, we are today super excited to announce at the occasion of International Youth Day that the Z Zurich Foundation is joining forces with GA Worldwide and GA Africa to scale youth entrepreneurship in Africa through a 3-year-long partnership that will be progressively rolled out in 9 African countries. We hope that this project will be a game changer for the entire region, as it will help to grow GA's presence in 4 GA member nations and launch GA programs in 5 new GA member nations. Local interventions will also be done by leveraging a strong ecosystem of local partners with whom GA Africa works very closely with. We will focus on post-secondary young people aged 16-25 with the aim to reduce unemployment in Africa by giving them the entrepreneurship and employability skills required to access employment. This multi-year program will also include the support from employees of Zurich Insurance around the world that will provide virtual volunteering support, mentorship, coaching, skill-based training. With this program, we aim to positively impact the lives of over 550,000 people, engage 2,000 Zurich employees through volunteering, and co-create the Z Zurich Foundation University, a state-of-the-art curriculum to help beneficiaries getting the best support from both the Zurich employees and GA alumni. We're really looking forward to this new and innovative global partnership. With a particular initial focus on Africa, I'd love now to hear from you, Simi, on how you believe this partnership will impact your day-to-day work in the region. Thank you very much.
implementing your goals for Africa. Yes, indeed, you're right. This is going to be a game changer for JA Africa and for operations all across the continent. Currently, JA operates in 13 countries in Africa: Cote d'Ivoire, Eswatini, Gabon, Ghana, Kenya, Mauritius, Nigeria, Senegal, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. And through this, we want to create more ease, and I believe that this partnership will enable us to do that by providing those skills for people to develop the entrepreneurial ventures, but also to give them the communication, the social skills needed to be able to communicate the value to potential funders and potential customers. So thank you very much.
It's International Youth Day, so no better way to launch this but on a day like this. I also want to thank the media team for being here to celebrate with us this milestone. It's always a pleasure to be in your midst. So a lot of great things have been said about, our beautiful continent, our youth, and the vision that, JA has for Africa. Simi has alluded to that. I just want to add that there are several challenges that we need to solve, including youth unemployment, just to mention a few: youth unemployment, food insecurity, healthcare, education, and so on and so forth. And as JA, we are proud that for decades we've been enabling our youth to tackle these issues. So since our inception 43 years ago, JA Africa has been equipping our youth with the skill sets and the mindsets as well to tackle the toughest challenges in their communities and economies as a whole. So to date, we've impacted over 2.4 million students in over 23,000 schools across 13 countries in Africa. While that is a really huge impact, our vision is to be present in many more African countries and to reach the most rural areas in Africa. And that's why we are very excited with this partnership we just launched, not only because it's the largest that we've perhaps ever had in the history of JA, but because it spreads our wings to new markets, especially in Francophone markets that traditionally do not receive a lot of funding, they may call it that way. And it will allow us to have more youth to benefit, so spreading our wings even more. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So this partnership will enable us to go further together in creating a brighter future for our youth in Africa.
To JA Africa, what will that look like? Will that be somebody from JA Africa sort of working within that country? Will there be actually staff there? What will that expansion look like?
Thank you, Terry, for that question. So what I really love about this grant is that it gives us the ability to build ecosystems in the new countries before we go in. We found out, through experience that, countries with robust ecosystems for entrepreneurship and social impact projects like this are more likely to be sustainable in the long term. So what we're going to do for those new countries is go in and develop partnerships with the ministries of education, with business schools, with private sector leaders, business leaders, to really come up with a plan for each country that addresses the needs in each country. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. We know that there are different needs in each country. So there's some countries where the greatest advantage, the greatest disadvantage is food shortage or climate change. And so we want to create entrepreneurs who are able to convert those challenges into opportunities by speaking to the country's leaders, speaking to the country's investors, and speaking to the country's education leaders. And once we have the ecosystem going, then we form a local board who are people who are going to govern the activities of JA in that country. And so if there are private sector leaders or government leaders from those countries who are listening right now, we're coming. And once we set up the local board is in charge of hiring the local staff. Skills, terms of our connections with the Pan-African, I guess, multilateral organizations, we do have a partnership with the African Development Bank. We've brought on our board someone from the Afro-Exim Bank, and they have a partnership with the AU that we're talking to them about being part of as well. And so we are doing these partnerships to ensure that our thought leadership pieces get translated across the continent. We're working with leaders in all those organizations to bring, whatever impact we see in one country to multiple countries. And so the short answer is yes, we're working with them. And one of the reasons that you were added to the board is also your connections and your ability to work across countries, particularly in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, which are two countries that we plan to go into this year. So we continue to add board members, stakeholders, and individuals such as yourself into committees to help us think through how to make our concepts more, I guess, impactful across the continent.
Thank you.